I bought a possessed mirror, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. I have been completely obsessed with anything paranormal since I knew what the word spirit meant. I would spend hours watching scary stories and paranormal investigations on YouTube, watching horror movies, reading scary books, basically doing anything to make my skin crawl. So when I saw the ad for a black possessed mirror, it's safe to say I jumped on the idea. To explain exactly what I mean by a black possessed mirror, basically the glass on the mirror is tinted black, so you can't really see your reflection. This is often used to summon spirits and such from the spirit realm. Once the spirit is summoned, it becomes a great communication tool. Of course, there are cases where the spirit becomes trapped inside the mirror. This was that case. I was beyond excited to receive this mirror. I would track my order every day, wait by the window to see if the delivery man would drop a large package on my doorstep. I could barely hold still. That is, until it actually came. The second I opened the door to sign off my package, and every second after that, all I could feel was dread. Hell, even the delivery man looked like he hadn't slept in weeks. I remember how it felt when I pulled the mirror out of its protective wrapping. It felt like I had stuck my hand into the ground of a freshly dug grave. Cold, empty, lifeless. You'll only understand what I'm talking about if you felt it yourself. Take my word for it. You do not want to. After placing the mirror in the corner I had designated for it, I couldn't stop myself from staring at it. I have no idea how long I stood there transfixed on the black tinted glass, but by the time I had broken out of my trance, the sun was retreating behind the horizon. That night was full of night terrors and waking up feeling like someone was watching me. I ended up turning on every light in my house just to get a peace of mind. By the time morning had come, I was sleep deprived and ready to run straight for the hills. I convinced myself to stay, telling myself the first night is always the worst and that the spirit most likely needs to get used to me like I do to it. That was my first mistake. I should have left when I had the chance. I spent the day doing my usual routine: shower, work, home, relax. Nothing odd happened until the sun fell. Nothing ever does. That night, I woke up with what I thought was sleep paralysis. An unrecognizable woman covered head to toe in dirt stood at the foot of my bed, smiling at me like a wolf about to pounce on its prey. I closed my eyes. This wasn't the first time I'd had a sleep paralysis episode, and I knew very well it wasn't real. The reassurance I felt was ripped from my being when I felt my bed dip, as if something had taken its time crawling onto it. I pressed my eyelids shut, assuring myself it would be over soon. Then, I felt a pressure on my shoulder, like someone was trying to push me into the mattress. This was followed by a heavy breathing in my ear and a sharp pain down my forearm. When I awoke the next morning, the gash in my arm was unmissable. It looked like someone had dragged their jagged nail through my skin as hard as they could. Looking down at my sheets was a mistake. They were completely covered in dirt. Realizing this had all begun when I got the mirror, I took action and threw it away, only to find it back in its designated corner. I tried burning it, but that didn't work either. It came out unsinged. I called a priest. He did a blessing. It worked for a day, then back to the night terrors and the creepy woman in my room. I called a medium, feeling like this was my last option, and she proceeded to tell me that the spirit had latched onto me. Getting rid of it would not be easy. She recommended giving it to someone else, but I had a sinking feeling about putting the demon mirror in the hands of another unsuspecting victim. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'm covered in scratches. The carpet in my room is permanently stained with dirt, and every time I walk past the mirror, I feel it watching me, almost as if it's waiting for me to go to sleep.